Melissa joins us up next in San Diego. Melissa, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
So my question is, my dad has a paid-off house that's worth approximately $1.4 million. He's thinking that he's going to have a forced retirement possibly in the next coming weeks to months. In his retirement, my dad would not be able to afford the property taxes and the upkeep to remain in this property. And my dad has done a lot with the property, and he doesn't want to lose it outside of the family. And my husband and I just had twin boys, which are now 10 months old. And my dad has recently proposed the idea of allowing us to take over the house and building a granny flat on the property that he would live in. My husband and I own a house, and we owe approximately $199,000 on our house. In the current market, we're estimating to get approximately $525,000 for our house, which would net us approximately $300,000, which we would use to fund the build for the granny flat on his property that he would live in. And my dad recently got an estimate for the new builds that would be approximately $340,000. So since the numbers are so close, we're wondering if it would be a smart idea to get a construction loan to fund the rest of the project. Our expenses at my dad's house that we'd be moving into are approximately $400 more per month than the house we're currently living in. And that's just with extras such as like pool maintenance, landscaper, that kind of thing. And this is a way for our family to move into a bigger residence without having much of an increase.
This
in our
feels
budget.
real
My dad would be
messy,
able.
Melissa. It feels like this is a recipe for disaster and resentment because you don't own the house and you're going to put $300,000 in for him to live in it while you pay all these extra maintenance fees. What's the plan for ownership?
We'd have to sit down and discuss like all the legalities, but basically, I mean, he owns the house outright, so it'd just be basically.
I think he needs to sell this house, downsize, and you guys live your life and move on.
Yep.
That just feels like the best plan for relationally and financially.
And I got to tell you, a big question mark for me, Melissa, was $340,000 for a place for him to live on the property. He didn't need that much space. I understand the cost. I understand it's expensive to build anything, but he don't need that big of a place. So that was a big red flag on top of everything else.
Okay.
And you're saying he's going to be retiring. Does he have money out? Because that doesn't free up any cash flow for him, really, other than what you're adding to it.
Yeah, no, he would just be living off of the retirement of what he has. But like I said, just with the way that the market is here, the price to move anywhere else would be, almost as expensive because he owns the house outright. He has like the solar panels, so he doesn't really pay much of an electric
bill. I'm
not
not staying in a house because of solar panels, though. I mean, I just want him to could he get a place for $800,000, $900,000? Is he on his own?
No, it's him and my stepmom and then my sister as well. She's just finishing up the last couple of years of high school.
Yeah, but they don't need all the space, is what you're saying. It's a giant house, it sounds like.
Correct, yeah. And then we're eventually going to be having to move up in house in a couple of years. So my husband and I were thinking we would move up in house in a couple of years.
The problem is you're at the whim of his decisions with his property after you've put in $340,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that just feels like it's going to get messy.
Even if we sat down and got if we were to end up selling the house, we would always leave with the amount that we put in.
Potentially, but even then, that's not an appreciating asset. I'd rather you get in a house where the house is increasing in value instead of you just getting your piece back.
What happens? Yeah. What happens to the estate when he passes? I'm assuming he's thought through this and has got this in writing. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Who
correct.
gets the house?
It's my sister and I that we would be splitting, basically his assets.
Which to split it, you guys would need to sell it to get money, correct?
Yeah, or he has other investments outside of the home. He has his retirement and some other stocks and stuff like that he has. So
it's just really messy, Melissa. Do you feel it?
I think that it's hard to let go because like I said, we're thinking of moving into a bigger house and we can have a because the house that we live in now is only 1,200 square feet. And that's my husband and I, and then our two boys, we would eventually move into something bigger. And if we can move into a bigger house.
Yeah, but you're moving into a place with family members. Now we're all one big happy family. Woohoo!
Are you guys
I think we
debt-free?
all get along. No, we have, obviously we have the house, and then we have $60,000 on a student loan.
Okay, here's my plan for you. You have an emergency fund or savings?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the baby steps would tell you, let's throw all the money at the debt except $4,000. Let's clean up this student loan. Let's get the fully funded emergency fund. Then let's start saving up for our next house. So that's what I would be doing, and maybe you could put $400 down once you sell this house and get a $700,000 house that would be more suitable for your family. So I'm going to run my own path. I'm not going to mess with the whole family estate piece. It just feels too messy. That's just my take. Appreciate the call.